Hello everybody, ConnorMan9 here, and today we're back with another tutorial. Today's tutorial will be on audio. Now it's a very broad topic, isn't it? It could mean anything. But I want to clarify exactly what I'm going to be talking about today. So, in the last video, we showed how I simply record gameplay videos, and we also imported a microphone into the scene. Now, I specifically didn't import game sound into the scene, and I will tell you why in this video. And I'll tell you why now, actually. So, yes, if I imported game sound into the scene, there would have been a lot more background noise, and sometimes it's harder to get a clear sound on your voice with that. So I'm going to show you today how you can get a clear sound, not necessarily with background noise in it, but we'll come into that in the future when we'll add game sound and stuff like that. So, why are we on Blue's website? This is just a website I wanted to come on to show you what microphone I use to show you don't need to get an expensive microphone to get a decent sounding quality. Now let's go straight into the microphone section. Now, guess which one I use on this page. Have a guess. You've probably seen it in my videos, so you can probably guess pretty simply. But, yeah, have a guess. There's these, 7 microphones here. I use the cheapest one. I use the Snowball Ice. So if we go take a look at this, it is $50. I paid a bit more, because I paid for it a few years back when it first came out. So it was a bit of a higher price, but nonetheless, it was still cheap. You can get it in black and white, so I do quite like the white one, but I only had black available to me at the time. So this is the simplest microphone they make, as far as I can tell, and it's very good quality. You can hear my voice sounding now. I'm going to say a phrase, and I'll try not to edit this part of the audio. Hello, I'm Connor. This part should not be edited. So there is a non-edited part of the audio. And if you've heard that, you should see it's a decent sounding microphone. But why am I showing you this? This is just to show you don't have to go out and spend, like if we go look at the other prices, you don't have to go out and spend, what, $170, $199, $250. You don't need an expensive microphone for decent sounding quality audio. And yeah, I'm happy with that. But yes, before we get into today's tutorial, what are we going to need? Well, that's where this tab comes in. Audacity. So if you go to the website, audacityteam.org, this is an audio editor. This is where we will put all of our audio into the software to make it sound nice in the end of all the editing. So, what do we do on the website? We simply click download Audacity. I think it should link us to a GitHub page. I haven't done this in a long time, so bear with me a second. Audacity for Windows, we will click for Windows 10 if you're on Windows, if you're on Mac for Mac OS, if you're on Linux for New and Linux. So there we go, and let's go into the Windows 10 one. Where does it take us? It takes us to this page here. And there is a link here saying Audacity 2.4.1 installer, or the 2.4.1 zip file. Now, either one of these is fine if I recall correctly. The zip file just is basically a portable version, so you don't have to install it to use it. But the installer is better because you can put plugins in and stuff like that a lot easier. So I'm going to just go download the installer really quick. It leads you to fozzhub.com. Not heard of that website before, but never mind. And yeah, you go to the Audacity Windows installer, click it, and it should start downloading. Yes, I'm going to cancel it because I already have it. But there we go. That's how you download Audacity. So, what is Audacity? Basically, let's get straight into it. This is Audacity. This is an audio editor, so you can edit the sound of your clips, the pitch, everything. You can. It's basically to just change the sound of your audio and make it sound more clear, more robotic, more anything. And I'm going to show you a few tricks to make your audio sound more clear and more loud, if you know what I mean, more focused at the audience. So this is how I edit my audio. But beforehand, let's play this clip. So when sitting about 1.5 feet away from the microphone, you can see the audio quality is passable, but we can make it sound so much better. So what we're going to do, we're going to go in, apply a couple of simple editing tricks, and also noise reduce some of the background noise. So I'll see you in a second. So that clip there was some unedited audio I recorded before the video started, so we can work on this piece of audio. So you may have noticed that I mentioned in the clip we are going to apply some tricks and also some noise reduction. To start with, we'll go with the noise reduction. Now, the first thing I want you to hear before we start explaining what noise reduction is this little bit here. And you see, that's a bit of breathing. Let's try it again. Let's try that again. You see, that's me breathing in, like that. We can remove near enough all of that from the clip, so you don't hear me breathing in the clip. That's what noise reduction does. So if you've got a certain bit of audio you want to clip out and make sure it's not in any of your audio. So for the whole length, if I ever breathe like that, it should remove it to its best of its ability from the clip. So what we're going to do that, we first need to highlight the area we want to remove. So to do that, we would hold down left click where it starts and then just drag across to where it finishes. Simple as, like that. And there we go, we've got an area, and let's click spacebar on our keyboard. You see, we can hear the audio just fine. So what we want to do now, we want to go up to the effect button up here. And we will go into noise reduction. When we are in noise reduction, a certain thing we want to click on before we're able to click on any of this down here is the button Get Noise Profile. Now if we click this is getting the profile of that certain bit of audio, so we can gather the data and make sure anything that sounds just like that will be removed from the rest of the clip when we advance later. So if I click Get Noise Profile, it should just instantly get the noise profile. And now if I double click the rest of the audio, it can't be in the white lines, it has to be somewhere else. We get the whole clip highlighted. And then what we'll do again, we'll go up to Effect, and we'll simply tap this button here, Repeat Noise Reduction, or we can go back into Noise Reduction and just click OK. And then as you can see, a little box popped up. And now if we go back to here, we should have the breathing reduced. And also, so yeah, it was here before. I could just about hear it, but it's not distracting anymore. So listen. There you go. It's very quiet now. So maybe we want to do that again and just see what happens if we do it again. So if we go to Effects and this time click Repeat Noise Reduction. There we go. That is done. So if we highlight this area, yes, it's gone. There's a very, very slight where the audio peaked from the breathing, but that is about it. So that's how you remove simple audio background interference from your videos. So now let's just see what two noise reductions has done as an effect to the rest of the clip. So if we start here, for example, what we're going to do, we're going to go in. It's messed it up, you see. So you only want to do one noise reduction at a time, unless you can guarantee that it's not going to mess up the rest of your clip. So all I'm going to do, I'm going to click Control and Z, and then there we go, it's undone the bit. So if we go now to the rest of the audio and just play it, what we're going to do, we're going to go in, apply a couple of simple editing tricks. So you see, it sounds alright now. It doesn't sound as, I try to think of a word for it, echoey. It doesn't sound as echoey as it did when I applied two noise reductions. Now, the reason I've left a gap at the end of the video is also another reason. If you've got static or something like a fan in the background or a computer fan whirring, and it can be heard clearly when there's nothing like a voice in the microphone, you'd leave a gap at the end or the beginning of the video, you'd highlight that bit and you'd repeat the steps over and over. But I just heard a bit of breathing in the video. There's no real noise here that you can hear, so we'll listen to it. As you can see, there's no noise there, so we didn't need to remove that bit. So now, what is the next trick we want to do? Well, as you can see, these waveforms are very quiet, they're very low. So the next thing we want to do is work on improving these, making them higher so they're louder, and also we want to work on making the audio sound a bit more clear, if you know what I mean. So what we'll do, in this case, we won't double tap on the timeline. What we'll do, we'll click and hold Control and press A. That does exactly the same thing to select all. And then what we want to do, we want to go back into Effect, and the next one we will click is Normalize. Leave it all at the default settings. Do not try changing this unless you know what you are doing, which I am not too confident on myself, so I leave it all on the base statistics. So I leave it all on the base settings, 0.0 decibels, normalized peak, amplitude 2. So there we go. Let's click OK. This should just take a second, and as you can see, the waveforms have already got a lot clearer. But they're also all over the place, so there is a way we can fix that. But we'll do that at the end. So, should we play it? Should we listen to what it sounds like now? So when sitting about 1.5 feet away from the microphone, you can see the audio quality is passable, but we can... So yeah, you can see it's a lot louder now with the normalize. It doesn't always get as loud as this. It depends how you've recorded the audio and how it's all working. But there's other tricks we can do as well to, increase the audio if it's too quiet, and I will show you them in this video. So, if we go into Effect again now, whilst we've got it all selected, the next step is to go into the one called Equalization. And this is really simple to do. This is just to equalize your audio. So, what we'd do, we'd go into Select Curve down here. We will click where it says Treble Boost. It might not say Treble Boost for you. This is because I use it on a day-to-day basis. So, what we do, first one we want to click is we want to click Bass Boost. So, we click Bass Boost, and it automatically changes the graph. So we leave the graph as is. We do not try edit this graph. I can't make that clearer enough. You do not try edit this graph, as Bass Boost is a preset. So it has already set it up for you. And so it's again the same with normalized. Unless you know what you're doing, do not change this graph. So we'll click OK. This should come up with a box again, and as you can see, it's trying to even out the waveforms. So we'll do it again. So we go into Effect, and one more time we go into Equalization, but we do not click Bass Boost this time. This time we go back to a drop down box, we go across to Treble Boost, and we'll click there. That again changes the graph. Again, do not try edit it unless you know what you're doing. I can't stress that enough. And there we go. So now let's level it out a bit more. So let's listen to this now. So when sitting about 1.5 feet away from the microphone, you can see the audio quality is passable, but we can make it sound so much better. So now, once you've heard that, you hear it's a lot more clear, a lot louder, but if you listen to this bit here, let's highlight a certain bit again so we can show you what you can hear. You can hear a humming and a crackling. So what we're going to do, we're going to get the noise profile of this, again, just like you did with the previous noise reduction, and get noise profile, and just highlight it all and repeat noise reduction. Hopefully this doesn't do too much to the audio. I've not had that problem before where it's when I've normalized and equalized, it's had a static effect, so I need to sort that. So when sitting about 1.5 feet away from the microphone, you can see. So yeah, as you can see, that's reduced to static. There's no more static, there's no more humming, there's no more vibrating. It sounds all right. So one of the final steps we want to do, as you can see, these waves are completely up and all over the place. We can level these out to a great extent, and that is done by one more simple editing trick. We simply go into Limiter down here, and I need to select the audio. So this is what it says if you don't select the audio. So we simply go into Limiter down here, and we'll click it. And you want to select in the top drop down box Hard Limit. Copy the settings to exactly the same as mine if they are not already. There should be though. I think the only one that might be different is the limit to decibels, and that should be minus 5.00. So that's what you want to do, and you'll click OK. Should take a second. There we go. And as you can see, that's limited it out to an extent. It's still all over the place a bit, but that is a lot better. So let's listen to it now.
So when sitting about 1.5 feet away from the microphone, you can see the audio quality is passable, but we can make it sound so much better.
So as you can see, that's all I typically would do to make my audio sound nice. But say it was too quiet for your liking. What you would do, you would first limit the audio. So we've already done the limit as in the previous step. What we would do, we'd first click limit. I don't need to do it, as I say, we've done it in the previous step. Then you would click amplify. And then it should automatically default to 5.0. If you don't limit beforehand, it will not automatically default to 5.0. And if I try change this any, I cannot apply the settings. So if I change that back to 5.0, I can now click OK on the settings, on the button, and it should amplify the settings. And one more thing you will want to do after you've amplified it, you will want to again limit the audio. Okay. Now I do not recommend that you amplify any more than twice, because it can really mess up your audio. But if we listen to this now, this should be louder and more clear.
So when sitting about 1.5 feet away from the microphone, you can see the audio quality is passable, but we can make it sound so much better.
Now I don't personally like that sound. I think it was loud enough with the previous settings. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to press Ctrl-Z, that gets rid of the limiter. I'm going to press Ctrl-Z again, and that takes it back to how it was. And we'll just one more time listen to how this audio sounds.
So when sitting about 1.5 feet away from the microphone...
So yeah, I like that sound a lot better, but say I didn't. Say I didn't like this sound any better, and I liked the amplified sound better. I would simply click this button here to redo it. And then that's redone the amplify. We need to redo the limiter now, so we'll click it one more time. And now you can see it's grayed out, so we can't redo anymore because we haven't undone anything. So now we'll go back into it.
So when sitting about 1.5 feet away from the...
As you can see, that is the audio completely edited with the amplify. And we'll just take the amplify off one more time by this time clicking the undo twice. So yeah, that's how you'd edit the audio, but how do you get it out? Because you'll notice if you go to File and Save Project, it saves it as a project file, not a audio file. So you want to save your project file because that is what you would do to get back to the audio if you ever wanted to edit it again. So we'll cancel because I'm not going to keep this audio. So once we cancelled it, we will go into File, Export this time, and we will export it as your preference, your file type of choice. Usually the two recommended are between MP3 and WAV, but I always use WAV, better quality for me. So we go into the export as WAV. I will export it, I just won't save it. So if I just export this as test in my sound recordings folder, in my YouTube folder, then that's fine. And this time we want to go into sound recordings. I've just called it test, so we'll go down and look for test. We'll play it by double clicking, playing an audio file. When this loads, we shall...
So when sitting about 1.5 feet away from the microphone, you can see the audio quality is passable, but we can make it sound so much better. So what we're going to do...
So yeah, I think that audio is top quality for my standard of YouTube videos. That is what I do on every video. Now there is one more thing that we need to talk about before I let you go and watch another video. I'm just going to delete that. But yeah, there's one more thing we need to talk about, and that is the fact that I showed you that we were exporting the audio from the OBS. Now there is a plugin you can use to drag a video file into OBS to extract the audio. Now I will show you me doing that myself. So I go into this video here, which is Keep Going, which is part 1 of this video. If I drag this, I am now importing the audio from this video into here. Now, personally, Now, typically, you cannot do that to start with. There's a plugin that you've got to use. Now, I cannot, off the top of my head, remember what this plugin is called, and I am so sorry. I will put it down in the description, along with a video link on how to install it. I'm really sorry, I can't remember from the top of my head, and I don't have time to trawl through YouTube to find it, and also edit the video. So, yes, I'm going to have to do that in the description at a later date. But, yeah, that's the simple truth of it. So now we'll just one more time show you unedited audio. This audio is recorded from OBS. So this is what it would sound like if you grabbed audio from your OBS. Hello everybody, ConnorMan9 here, and today we're back with another tutorial. So as you can see, that sounds a bit more robotic-y, because that is recorded directly from a microphone in OBS. So yeah, that's simple enough, and I think you guys have got the general gist now of how to edit audio and make it sound really nice. Remember to bookmark this video, so if you ever need help, advice on how to do the tips again, just come back and watch a video and have a look at the edit effects I did. It does always guarantee make your audio sound so much nicer. So I would recommend using these every single video. And if you can find audio tricks that work for you, be sure to share them in the comments down below, because I would like to hear them, and I'm sure many other viewers would like to hear them too. All I've got left to say, guys, is there's a couple of links down in the description, one to my Twitter, and if I can remember to put it in this time because I keep forgetting, there'll be one to my Twitch, where we should be streaming at some point today. So, that'd be yesterday for you, so you won't be able to see that. Yeah, that's a bit of a fail. But we should be streaming for you guys next on Thursday. So that'd be the day after this video goes live. So until next time, guys, I've been ConnorMan9. I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a subscribe on the YouTube channel if you want to see more tutorial videos like this. And until next time, guys, I am out. Peace.